For coaches, I have a certain process. By the end of it, someone's mind is blown because they know exactly what they have. And so if you don't know the message, definitely the people that are looking at you don't know the message either. So I help audience achieve result through a method. I had people that were 14 years old and I had people that were 65 years old. You might say, oh my God, like these are two different individuals. But the point is, when they come into my program, everyone has the same path. This is how you build a scalable system. What I see, the biggest problem with most coaches. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Daniel Francis, and in this video, I'm gonna break down the kickoff call. A lot of people ask me how our kickoff calls go. For yourself as a coach, whenever you are onboarding a new client, we basically have 2 calls roughly. So because we have a lot of one-on-one support within our program, there's 2 big calls that we go through before a client really gets rolling. The first thing is we have the onboarding call. So the onboarding call is more with like an operation manager, where we'll go through like the agreement, the payment, add you to the group, get access to everything. The thing that I do, and obviously down the road others will do this as well, is more of we call the kickoff call. And so something that you want to implement into your own business is when someone joins, they're nervous, they're scared, what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And so for you, you want to have a great initial call that sets the tone for your program. So for my speaking business, I would have a call of like, okay, great, this is where you're currently at, this is the assignments you got to do, this is how it goes, and blah, blah, blah. For coaches, I have a certain process, and really what I want to cover is the overview of what I do whenever I onboard or do a kickoff call with a client. So you're not gonna be able to see this whiteboard, but I'm gonna be writing because I'm a writer. And then I'll be explaining it. I'm sure there'll be some captions to show you and to illustrate everything. So let's do it. We call it the kickoff call. So there's 3 things within a kickoff call. Awesome. So let's actually break it down. So there's 3 things that we like to cover on our kickoff call. So the first thing that we want to cover is we want to get clear on what is your marketing message. The second thing that we want to cover is what is your yellow brick road. So what is basically the path that your client has to go down. And the third one is the 6 elements of a Facebook group. So if you know too much about myself, I'm a big fan of Facebook groups and community building. Depending on where you're at in your journey, like obviously we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, there's YouTube, podcast, we're on all of them. But depending on your journey, the first thing that I did to really launch my coaching business was I started a Facebook group. And then you can start to like go over to different platforms. But I'll kind of break this down and I'll explain why this is so vital. And I've done so many of these kickoff calls. By the end of it, someone's mind is blown because they know exactly what they have. So the first thing is this. We call it the marketing message. So the marketing message, and hopefully we'll have it across the screen, is basically this. I help audience achieve a result through a method. Okay, this is what's called a marketing message. And the problem I see with most coaches is there is no real clear-cut message. And so if you don't know the message, definitely the people that are looking at you don't know the message either. So I help audience. So for me, for my stuttering business, it was I help people who stutter. So that was the first audience, right? Or the first part. The second part is achieve result. So the result was to overcome stuttering and speak with confidence. So I help people who stutter, audience, achieve a result. So overcome stuttering, as I stutter right there, and speak with confidence, okay? The method that I was teaching was public speaking. So I help people who stutter overcome stuttering and speak with confidence through public speaking. So that was the initial method, okay? For my coaches, it's I help coaches launch and scale their coaching business through community building. That needs to be your clear-cut message that you have to get very clear on. So for example, if you're a fitness coach, I help people between the ages of 30 and 50, audience, right? Or I help women between 30 and 50 shed. It's all hourly based, right? So for example, they could do 30 hours, don't get a result. Well, it's not their problem. So for me, when I build coaching programs, they have to be very result oriented. So even with my coaching business or my coaching program, it's like I help coaches, get to $10,000 a month. I help coaches, enroll the first 10 clients within X amount of days through community building. So that is basically a marketing message. So whether you're a fitness coach, if you're a relationship coach, for example, I have a dad coach, right? I help fathers or I help dads overcome generational curses and become a great leader to their family through the healthy dad method, right? So that is basically a marketing message. So for you, you have to get very clear on what is the message. If you don't know what it is, so let's go number 2. Number 2 is this, your yellow brick road. So for me, and I'll show you like the PDF hopefully on the screen. And so for my speaking business, there was a 6-pillar roadmap. that someone would have to go through to overcome their stutter or be able to speak with confidence, okay? So the thing was this: pillar 1 was mindset, pillar 2 was fear, pillar 3 was speaking with confidence, pillar 4 and 5 was learning how to master the art of building a presentation, and 5 was being able to public speak, and 6 was socializing. So there was a 6-pillar path that someone had to go through to overcome their stutter. With coaches, I have, you can go 5, 8, 10, it doesn't matter, but I try to keep things as short and simple as possible. By the way, when you're building your yellow brick road, remember, a yellow brick road is they're here, they're going here. So what is your yellow brick road? So for example, with coaches, initially is the journey, understanding what you're signing up for. Number 2, having the principles and foundations in place. Number 3 is learning how to build a community and provide a content and grow the community. Number 4, sales and appointment setting. Number 5, building a great product. So that to me, those are the 5 pillars I have to bring a coach through. Now, within each pillar, you're gonna have different modules, you're gonna have different lessons. But the point is, you have a whole process for your clients. So for example, if you're a fitness coach, right? Let's go back to the fitness coach example, right? Pillar 1, having the right mindset for success. Pillar number 2, removing fear and removing the past, right? And so maybe 1 will have goal setting, right? 2 will have like really confronting the past and, like handling the internal stuff. Pillar number 3 is diet, right? So it's a whole module on diet. Pillar 4 is gonna be all about exercise. Pillar 5 is all gonna be about, supplements and sleep and the extra. Pillar number 6 is knowing how to be disciplined. So for example, you have a 6-pillar roadmap to get someone the result. If you're in real estate, pillar number 1 is, having the right mindset to become a successful 6-figure agent, right? Pillar number 2 is knowing how to build a brand for yourself. Pillar number 3 is knowing how to reach out to individuals or cold call or market yourself. Pillar number 4 is knowing how to negotiate and sell. And pillar number 5 might be on referrals. Pillar number 6 is knowing how to grow it. So, and scale and hire people. So for example, you have a whole yellow brick road for your clients. So I want to start from the beginning again. So again, you have the marketing message. I help audience achieve result through a method. Pillar number 2 is you have a yellow brick road for your clients. See, for me, I want to have a road that every client, no matter where they're at. And for me, with my stuttering business, I had people that were 14 years old and I had people that were 65 years old. You might say, oh my God, these are 2 different individuals. Sure, they are. One's 14, one's 60 plus. But the point is, when they come into my program, everyone has the same path. No matter what age, no matter where they're at, they're still going to go through the path of mastering their mind. 2, mastering their fear. 3, mastering speaking. 4 and 5, mastering public speaking. 6, socializing. And in each module, there's going to be workbooks, there's going to be videos, and everyone has to go through the same process. And for you as a coach, this is how you build a scalable system. What I see, the biggest problem with most coaches is they have all different clients, all walks of life, and depending on the mood, depending on where they're at, depending on what they need, the coach is going to help them on that specific issue. The problem is it's very scattered. That's not scalable. It's not an actual system. And to me, I'm hoping if you're watching this, you want to build a scalable system. You don't want to have, John's talking over here and Linda's talking over here. You want to have a consistent path. No, that doesn't mean that when you coach people, they're going to have different issues and you're going to have to talk about that. But the point is that no matter what John's issues is, no matter what Linda's issue is, it's still going to be part of the whole 6-pillar path, or the 8-pillar path. And when you're building out your yellow brick road, you want to have 5 to 8 different pillars. So I'm hoping this is making sense so far. Is this making sense? Yeah, cool, very cool. And then finally, the last thing on our kickoff call. So once I get very clear on your marketing message, and to me, when people are like, I don't know who I want to help, I don't know how I do what I do, or how to find these people. When someone is lost on this, again, I always go back to this. Who is the younger version that we're trying to coach? So for you, you have to look at your thing, which is, okay, so I am 42 years old right now. I want to sell to the 32-year-old version of me. Great, so what was the biggest challenge of that 32-year-old self? Maybe the biggest challenge was, you say communication, let's just say relationships, okay? So the biggest problem was that person at 32 years old went through a massive breakup. And so now you're 42, you've overcome this and you've improved yourself and you've gone through this whole pillar of personal development, knowing how to get out of your comfort zone, knowing how to go on dates, knowing how to trust people, knowing how to build healthy relationships. So you're now 10 years later and you now have an end result that the person wants to get. Is this making sense? So for you, when you're like, I don't know my marketing message, always go back to your time track. Where were you before and how can I help the younger version of me? So once we get that, then you can get very clear on, I help this audience, I help them achieve this result, then I have a method of how I help them. Okay, you have to the method can be tricky. And by the way, everything we're talking about here, whenever I have my kickoff calls, I'm always like, look, right now, everything is a hypothesis. we're testing this. So for example, we'll cover number 3, which is the 6 elements of the Facebook group. But for me, we come up with the marketing message. We come up with the Yellow Brick Road. It's not set in stone. We're basically taking this message that you align with, and then we're now testing it to the market. Making sense? Okay, cool. The number 3 is there's 6 elements of the Facebook group. So for me, the reason why I built the Facebook group was I didn't know a single person who stuttered. That was my biggest challenge. I didn't know someone who, I couldn't go to my friends and family. So for me, the easiest thing for me to do to build an audience from scratch was to build a Facebook group. So for example, my first Facebook group was called Overcoming Stuttering Community. I basically started inviting people. It was like almost like handing out flyers. Hey, I have this Facebook group. This is what we do in here. Would you want to be open to join? Sure. Just like when I built my coaching business, same thing. Hey, my coaching is called Master Your Coaching Business, right? Impact, freedom, charging your worth. What I'm going to do is like, hey guys, I have this Facebook group where we talk about content, sales, marketing, being able to get high ticket clients. Would you be open to join? And so what I'm doing is I'm building this audience from scratch. I'm not relying on my friends and family. I'm not relying on this individual to come and help me. I am saying, okay, this is my identity. I'm going to build an audience, people who relate to this group. Okay, great. So now that you're sold on this idea of building a Facebook group, depending on where you're at, we want to have the 6 elements of the Facebook group. So the first element, let me actually just write this out. Okay, so the 6 elements of the Facebook group is number 1, you want to have a good name. So whenever you're naming your Facebook group, we want to have a SEO friendly name, cold SEO friendly name, meaning that if someone just typed in fitness, your group would pop up. If someone typed in stuttering, your group would pop up. If someone typed in real estate, your group would pop up. And so what I see with a lot of people that they do wrong is they go powerful purpose group. It's just like, it's a very vague name. If you're helping people in fitness, you want to have the name fitness in your group, or health, or losing weight, right? If you're a coach, you want to have the word coaching or marketing or whatever the case is. If you're building a stuttering Facebook group, you want to have the word stuttering in the Facebook group, because when someone goes on Facebook and they type in stuttering, the name pops up. And so that's what's called SEO, right? Search engine optimization. So you want to have a good name. The best way to name your group is you want to have it the result that your clients are looking for. So for me, my Facebook group name was Overcoming Stuttering Community. My coaching group is called Mastering Your Coaching Business. So for you, it could be, you can call it Mastering Fitness, right? Mastering the art of the deal, right? Or 10xing your sales revenue, right? Or whatever the case is. So to me, and then you want to end it off with community. So Overcoming Stuttering Community, Master Your Coaching Business Community. So you want to have a name where the result is there, okay? Number 2, you want to have a great cover photo. So for me, I'll put a little screenshot of the cover photo over here. You have basically a picture of yourself, and you want to have the name, and then if you have like a little lead magnet ebook, you put in the middle. But to me, the cover photo shows that you're a figure of authority. So you don't want to have like this, powerful purpose community, and then it's just a picture of a rose, right? We want to build a brand around you. You want to build a figure of authority. So you have the name, okay, of the group, okay? Then you want to have the cover photo where, again, picture of you, you'll have a lead magnet and basically the name of the group. Description, okay? So a description is very simple, but you want to have something where when someone looks at the group before they join, there's a description. This is what the group is about. This is what we do in here. This is what we cover. This is what you can expect. The host yourself is going to be running it. This is what you're going to get within the group. And then from there, if you always want to make this group private. So before someone joins the group, they'll look at the description, and if they align with it, then they'll click join. But if there's no description there, or it's not really clear, you're going to deter people away from actually joining the group. Okay. The number 4 is you want to have a welcome video. So for me, I'll put a screenshot of the welcome video. It's basically a video of you welcoming people into the group. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Daniel. This is my story. This is what I did. The reason why I created this Facebook group is because of boom, boom, boom. This is what you can expect. Every Wednesday we do a training. We're posting my content. I want you guys to share your stuff and your journey, and we're going to build a whole network. And so for me, it's again, you have the name of the group, you have the cover photo, you have the description, then you have a welcome video. So when someone joins the group, you're going to pin it at the top. And so when someone joins, there's a welcome video that welcomes them in. Okay. Number 5, you want to have membership questions. So again, the group is private. So because it's private, you want to have it. You don't want to have a public group, because if there's a public group, you're not really going to build a solid community. You want to build a private community where if they're going to join the group, they're going to have to do some work, and you're going to approve them in. If you don't like the answers, you don't have to approve them in. But the membership questions is you want to have questions when someone comes in To me, I always like to say, hey, if you want more goodies, give me your email. Number two, what is the current situation? So for example, whenever I bring coaches into my Facebook group, the first thing I want to know is where are you currently at within your coaching business? Are you at 0 to 5,000 a month? Are you at 10,000 a month? Are you at 30,000 a month? Are you at 7 figures? Okay. And then the next thing that I want to ask is, what is the biggest challenge you're facing right now? So for me, I want to know, hey, as a coach, when you're entering my group, what is the challenge? Because then I could better my content and I can even have a conversation with this person. So for me, if they go, my biggest challenge right now is getting clients. My biggest challenge is knowing how to crack the online space. My biggest challenge is getting people to pay for high ticket. My biggest challenge is I'm unclear of my offer. So I'll get all this data. And to me, what this really is a market research phase. I'm getting data from the market, and then I can actually then help people with it. So for me, again, or for you, when you have membership questions, you keep the group private. You want to have, first off, the email, current situation. So where are you currently at on your weight loss journey? Where are you currently at in your real estate journey? Where are you currently at in your, whatever the case, your relationship journey? And then you want to kind of get specific. And then the next question you want to ask is, what is the biggest challenge you're facing? I want to get that data from the market. I want to know, hey, what are you facing? What is the biggest challenge right now? Because if you build a program that isn't around their challenges, you're gonna have a hard time getting clients to enroll into your program, okay? Then number 5 is you wanna have a script. So a script is basically where you want it. To me, I look at it as like you're handing out flyers. You could have this amazing Facebook group, you can have all this great content in there, but if you're not actively trying to grow the group, you're gonna be in trouble, okay? So to me, what we do every single day is we send invites. To me, it's like sending out flyers, right? So initially when I didn't have any money for paid ads, we are basically inviting people to the group. Hey, I created this Facebook group for coaches. We post content on sales, marketing, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I created this Facebook group for people who are looking to overcome stuttering. We cover public speaking, mindset, overcoming fear, and everything needed to overcome your speech impediment. Would you be open to join the group? And you'd be shocked the amount of people that would be open to join. Now, if you go, but where do I find these people that would be interested? Well, there's other Facebook groups. Right? There's other people. This is the idea of SEO on Facebook. You just type in stuttering or you type in coaching, right? So for me, if I'm looking for coaches, I can type in the word coaches. I can see all these coaches pop up. And so I have this script where I'm inviting people into the group and now I'm growing the group. Once we kind of get this all cleared up, then we can go over to content and then knowing how to like provide value to the audience and book calls. But this is basically the big thing I do with all my clients initially when we have the kickoff call. We get very clear on what is the marketing message, right? Who do you help? What do you help them achieve? And what is the method that you help them with? And to me, I'll be honest, the first probably 50 minutes we're covering this, right? Because we're trying to, I'm trying to pull out exactly what your story is and who you help. The next thing that we cover is the yellow brick road. So what is the step-by-step journey roughly for your clients that everyone can walk down? And then finally, we built the 6 elements of the Facebook group, which is the name, the cover photo, the description, the welcome video, the membership questions, the script. Once we have this all dialed in, now we have a foundation where we can start growing. Think about this community of its, there is a niche to it. There's clarity to it. You're clear on how you help people. You have an actual hub where you can invite people in. You want to build a community. And then from there, it's like this tree. You've now planted this tree and it starts to grow over time. And so this is what I do on my kickoff calls, and you should have a kickoff call within your own business as well when you enroll a new client. And when you do this, for myself, I've done so many of these, my client or the new individual that just joined my program has clarity of now I know where I need to go. Now I know what I need to do. That's what the job is as a coach. This is your problem, here's the clarity, and this is basically the path that we're gonna walk down. So if this was helpful, I hope I inspired you, I hope I motivated you, I hope I showed you my kickoff call. You should build your own kickoff call, and this was helpful. I want you guys to comment down below. Let me know your feedback. Was this what you needed? Is there other questions? Did you not like this? Did I talk too fast? Please tell me, I wanna hear, and if you guys are enjoying these videos, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, show some love down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.